What is up, people? This is the Oracle. Today I have something a little bit different for you. It's not going to be a draft, it's going to be sealed. It's a PTQ, and I'm going to be showing you the deck building as well as the first three matches, basically. So I tend to not really record when I'm playing in PTQs because I feel like I need my full, concentration. I need to be focused, and when I'm recording and speaking about what I'm doing, I play a little bit less good. That being said, I think, I can afford to do that and play a couple of games, but I will not upload the full, I think it's 8 or 9 matches. The more it's gonna go, the more focus I will need. And yeah, I feel like 3 is enough. So I think we open a pretty good pool here. I see Herald of Anguish, as well as Battle at the Bridge, Midnight Isle, Karizev, Free Jam Regent, Bomat Courier. A lot of pretty good rares that could also play pretty well together. I mean, we have 2 strong improvised cards plus Herald. I guess 3 strong improvised cards. Looks like black-red might be the colors we want to play. Sometimes some pools are tough to build. This one might not be very tough to build because Herald, unless you really don't have many black, match black is just gonna put you in black. The card is just so strong. And between Battle at the Breach, Fenhowler, Tidy Conclusion, this is also very playable. Daring Demolition, Midnight Isle, Gifted Aetherborn. Alright. We definitely have enough playables to play black. A couple of cards not super exciting here. Thriving Rats, Mind Rot, and Strangler, but even if I cut these, this is still 8 solid black cards. So black is very likely gonna be played. And Malfi Squad, actually, I'm gonna play for sure. Blue seems very shallow. Yeah, there's 5 cards. And there's only 3 cards I'm really happy to play here. Gleamer, Swooper, Drake. I don't think blue is gonna be played here. White is decent, but quite shallow too. I mean, there's not a ton. Like, there's 5 cards I'm happy to play, 7 playables. I don't think it's gonna be good enough. Red, not a ton of cards, but, well, Chendra's Revolution is pretty good. If we have enough Artifact, maybe Gremlins could be good. Karizev's good, as a Chaser's great. Yeah, I really don't see us being something else than red-black. Like, we have just the best card in red-black, and every other color is pretty bad, it looks like. Green, there's Pima, Longtusk Cob. Green is not bad. I don't think green is going to be better than red, though. Like, well, we have the Constrictor, I guess, if we are green, because we'll be black. But, like, Regent is just strictly better than Rishkar, I think. It's kind of close, but I think Regent is better. Karizev and Cub. I guess Karizev is slightly weaker than Cavalry and Brawler, very similar in power level. Sid Sculptor, Chaser, pretty similar. Druid's fine. Prey Upon. I do like my removals in red more than in green. Yeah, I guess green and red are pretty close. I think I like red slightly more. But it's not... because I guess you have 2 rares here, but one of them is Karizev, which is not even that impressive. Where in green you pretty much have 1 rare and 1... I mean, it's also rare. Someone called it mythic too. I don't think Cub is really a mythic. It's not like Reach Scale Tusker I would consider a mythic, and if I had a Reach Scale Tusker I would most likely go green here because the card is busted. Cub not so much. Sometimes it just wins the game, sometimes it's just a 2-2 for 2. Where Tusker it's never gonna be bad almost. Alright. Now, do we have Artifacts? And I guess we have Constrictor too in green. Yeah, maybe green is better. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be close. Courier, not so great. Oh, we have 2 green implements. Huh. That's interesting. Pacification Array, great. I'm gonna play that no matter what. implement, I'm also gonna play that no matter what, since I'm gonna be black. Puzzle Knot, I'm quite likely gonna play that, as I want artifacts, and I can use card advantage. I think I like the Fenhowler more than Breaker if I want to play some other fat creatures. And geez, that pool is insane. Dragster, I don't know how aggressive I will be. Crawler, no thank you. Peafowl, no. I guess the 3-drops are playable, but I feel like I have enough playables and enough quality where I will not need to play any of these. Same, Courier is very medium. Okay. It's gonna be pretty tough between green and red, because actually 2 implement, 2 green implement alongside Constrictor. Also Constrictor with Cub and Rishkar is completely insane. Yeah, it's weird, but we might end up playing green-black despite having great reds. So I'm gonna look at the deck with red. 23, well, that's pretty convenient. Well, the curve is a little bit clunky. This might be a 3-drop from time to time, but I'm not thrilled about playing Mind Rot. An advantage of green is that we have more playables too, which is better. Huh. There's a couple medium 3-drop artifact in the sides, but nothing I really want to play. I think we might be playing green actually. I think this might be better, at least when I look at the deck right now. I like the curve more in green, and I can cut some pretty bad cards like Mind Rot. Strangler I think I could keep, especially since I don't have a ton of 3-drop, but... And like, Constrictor sometimes is medium, but in this deck it's pretty much a mythic, if I may say so, because we have 2 implements, Cub, Sid Sculptor, Thriving Rats, that I might not play because there's a lot of 2-drop here, but I could. Rishkar, Cavalry, Malfi Squad, like everything comes with counter pretty much. This pool is busted, Jesus, good lord. All the best cards and the most threatening card in the set. Not sure if this is a deck where Dragster is gonna shine. It's an artifact, but the deck is not so aggressive, I don't know. I guess we shall see. Silkweevil Elite, when you are lacking 3-drop and you have 2 implement, is actually not the worst. Obsolescence I could see main decking. I'm gonna play green over red. Red looked really good. Well, I guess red has the Gremlins, which actually... But if I play red, I don't have that many artifacts, because I cut the 2 implements. It's really close. Like, both green and red are a legitimate option, I think. I think Courier is just very bad, even though we have a decent amount of improvised cards. It's just it's fine on the play, but we are not very aggressive. Could see playing a reason, maybe some of these. Just putting everything I could see playing, and then we'll decide what we want to cut. Yeah, I don't know. Pool is great, but it's certainly not easy to build. There's also a Frontline Rebel, which is playable. I think it's just worse than Gremlin in this deck, but... Yeah, red is... yeah... Gremlins are not gonna shine, though, right here. The curve is also a little bit more clunky with red. Like, green adds so many power early in the game, it's just great, like... And, yeah, curving Cub or Snake into Rishkar is so many free wins. The real advantage of red is slightly more removal, But I guess it's just one more Rainfall actually. Also, Prey Upon is sometimes medium, but in this green black deck it's pretty awesome. It's not like my creatures are gonna be pretty huge. So it's not a bad Rainfall. It's close. I think the curve is just looking much better in green black though. And Gremlins are quite medium. I mean, they fit the curve, they feel the curve, but not exactly where you want to be. Do like the 2-drops quite a lot, but I think the 2-drops in green are even stronger. I think without the Constrictor, maybe you just play black-red, but the Constrictor just makes things... Constrictor is really busted in some deck, and this is really a deck in which Constrictor is just gonna be amazing. Midnight Oil, sometimes you don't want a main deck. I'm not sure about the Dragster again. I'm not sure that this is really a deck that wants to trade, to make this trade at this stage of the game. Fenhaler also looking a bit medium. Like, my late game is looking pretty good. I have 2 pretty fat creatures here that are easier to cast. The Herald. Maybe I don't play Fenhaler here. I don't have that many artifacts. Silkweed or Elite and the Natural Obsolescence are legitimate options. Same with Druids. Yeah, I'm gonna go black-green, I'm pretty sure. And I think this is... Oh, and I have the implements too. Very happy with the pool. Again, not super easy to build. I think the red... the red could be an option, but I think that the green is actually more powerful. Again, I think Cub plus Constrictor plus Rishkar is stronger than Regent, and Karizev, while being strong, is not... I think it's arguably worse than both Cub and Constrictor. Okay, so what do we do now? Because we need to cut some stuff. I'm not thrilled about Garizen. It fits the curve, but it's pretty bad. My 2-drops are so strong that, you know, if I end up casting a 2-drop on turn 3, it's still gonna be great. Like curving Constrictor into... I don't know, into Cub into Constrictor or Constrictor into Sid Sculptor is still gonna be great. I don't have having a bunch of 2-drop. Maybe Druid is not that great. But I do have a couple cards that are pretty costly. I'm not thrilled about the Dragster in this deck. Kinda wanna keep all the late game. I think Midnight Oil should be pretty good. Deck is busted, jeez. It's really, really good. Also, the mana base should be decent, as we have a lot of double black but no double green, so we can just afford to play not so many green. Elite is very medium. It's mostly there for the curve, but I kinda wanna just cut it. Yeah, there's a little bit of a hole right there, but there's a ton of things I can just cast on turn 3. Namely my 2-drops. I don't think Druid is gonna be that great here, we just have better 2-drops. Could see cutting rats. And I might just not main deck Natural Obsolescence. And I think this is the 23 I had the first time I built the deck, and I think it's just what we want. We have card advantage, bomb rares, removal. Yeah, I don't think it can get much better than that. We have some potential sick draws, like Constrictor into Rishkar is unbeatable in limited. It's already great in Constrictor, and limited is just pretty much game over every single time. We have Express, which is also a mythic pretty much. We are playing something like 5 rares and 3 mythic, if you count the Constrictor. Jeez, deck is sick. Could see cutting the rats. They are pretty good with Constrictor, pretty bad in general though. Maybe this is a deck in which Druid is gonna be better, because sure, if I have Constrictor it's fine, but I have no other card that produces energy, I'm pretty sure. And with the couple of 5 and 7 I have, the Druid is actually not the worst. I mean, I can cast stuff that's gonna be good with the Druid. Or Natural Obsolescence. Yeah, I think I like both more than rats. Also, I have Implement, Puzzle Knot, and Oil, so I have some tools for card advantage. So I don't like the issue with the Druid is that sometimes you just flood a little bit and the mana is really irrelevant. I think in this deck is completely fine though. We could play 16 lands, but I don't see any reason to do so when, again, I have a couple card advantage tool, and the power level is so high that the way I lose game, I think, is by having mana issues more than anything else. That being said, we have 2 cantrips and the Druid, so maybe playing 16 makes sense. I don't think it's extremely greedy. We can cast a lot of things with only 2 mana. We have 3 cheap cantrips plus the Druids. A couple, you know, late game cards, but I think I'm gonna do that and play maybe 9-7 or 10-6. I have more black obviously, but I want my green early on. 10-6 says MTGO. I'd feel better with 7 forests. That pool was great though. The deck is looking amazing. Maybe it's just greedy of me to try playing 16 lands. And I have a decent amount of removal. Nah, I think we'll actually play 17. I have enough removal where I can leave Obsolescence in the side. 17 lands plus a couple cantrips and the Druid could mean I flood a little bit, but curving out is like the power level is so high that I just want to make sure I can hit my land drop and curve out, because if I curve out with this deck, it's just gonna be easy to win. And between the Oil, the Puzzle Knot and the Implement, I do have some tools to get card advantage and just not flood out. That being said, there's a lot of deck in which you want to play 16 lands. At least in draft. In Seal is slightly different, but I could see being greedy and just playing Obsolescence or a spell over land right here. I just feel like, given the power level and again the card draw spells, we don't need to be greedy. Just gonna check one last time that I did not miss something in the artifact. Dragster is fine, but we don't have a lot of creatures in this deck, and we don't really want 4-drops, and we are not very aggressive. And having too many vehicles in the deck without many creatures is an easy way to end up in trouble. I think when you open a pool that strong and such powerful rares, uncommon, and mythic, you just want to make sure everything goes fine. I hope I will not flood, but I think I'm a little bit more comfortable with playing 17 lands here. Because, yeah, again, the power level is so high that the easiest way I lose with this game is if I just stumble on land early on. Alright, so that's gonna be the deck. I hope you guys enjoyed deck building. It was rather easy because, you know, we had some very strong colors and strong cards, so it was not like you know, a headache, but it was still interesting between red and green, and there was a couple interesting questions regarding the lands and a couple other things. So yeah, that was pretty interesting to build, and the pool is looking great. Like I could really see making top 8 with this pool. I think this is a pool that, barring some really bad draws, should or has a decent chance to make it to the top 8, which is quite amazing. So yeah, I see you guys for round 1. Again, there will be 3 rounds that I will upload, and thanks for watching, and see you there.